These peace palaces have started to emerge in countries around the world, and they also have sparked a wave of interest in the media. A recently opened peace palace in Houston sparked a wave of interest in the media. Here in the Houston Chronicle, we see an article, "Building has an ancient touch. Oil firm CEO says that Vedic principles promote clearer thinking." The local television station reported on the opening of this new peace palace recently, and the reporter was clearly moved by the experience of being in such a building. Usually reporters are rather cynical about new things, but somehow when asked by her presenter, "What did you feel in that building?" she said, "Well, I can't deny it. I did experience something. There is an influence here." And she pointed to the building. Here you see in this image in the newspaper, and she said, "Look, first of all, what a beautiful building it is, but come inside and see for yourself." And she had been moved by that experience of peace within the Vedic building. Here's another article in the Hour, "Peace Palace to Ease Stress." Then it went a stage further. So we've seen two waves of publicity here, first from Maharshi Vedic City, another from peace palaces emerging around the world. Then just recently in Washington, there was the announcement that a new tower is to be built, an office tower, which will be the first in the world to be designed completely using Vedic principles of architecture. Here an article from the Washington Post, Tower 2, planned with the Maharshi in mind. Developer aims to build healthful workplace. And here from Newsweek magazine, "Building on Success." And quoting from the article, "There has been $500 million worth of new Vedic construction over the past 10 years. And one of America's top green developers, the tower companies, is designing the world's first Vedic office building in Rockville, Maryland. The 200,000 square foot, $72 million project is designed to influence the success and productivity of its future workforce," says developer Jeffrey Abramson. And then another wave of publicity followed this. We've heard already also from Dr. Hartman about the effect of bad vastus, or bad planning, or government buildings which are not designed in accord with natural law, and the effect of those buildings. And through worldwide publicity, this has been brought to the awareness of the public and leaders of the world in recent months. Here we see an article from the Press Trust of India. Maharishi, quote, "Bad vastu of India's parliament building is the cause of infighting problems. Blame the bad layout or bad vastu of India's parliament building for fueling political infighting, impeding government progress and wasting taxpayer money." We saw from Dr. Hartman the amazingly incorrect layout of the Indian Parliament building, and it's one of the phenomena that we come across frequently in the news. Fisticuffs in the Indian Parliament. It's amazing, the leaders of the nation losing their dignity in that sort of way. But of course, it's not the individuals themselves, it's the effect of the vastu in which they live, and this can be observed again and again and again. In London, for example, we have a Prime Minister who has a residence which has a south entrance. We have a Foreign Office which has an east entrance, but that's been bricked up so that they can use the south entrance. And of course, what is London known for today but a destructive policy in the world? The country, since it blocked up the east entrance to the Foreign Office, has become the largest exporter of arms to the poorest countries of the world and the largest per capita exporter of arms overall. And we see the destructive policies of the Prime Minister Tony Blair living in that building with a south entrance. And it's only compounded by the fact that the number 2 in his government, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, lives next door in a building that faces exactly the same way. The British royal family, for example, look at the layout of Buckingham Palace, and you'll see that the entrance is to the northeast. And the Vedic texts of STHAPATYA VEDA state that if the entrance to the building is northeast, it brings a steady influence of extinction to the family. It's not that the family is instantly extinct, but it's a steady influence that doesn't support family life. And of course, the whole world is stunned year after year and generation after generation by the extreme bad luck of the British royal family in terms of its family affairs. So we see, if we look around the world at government buildings consistently, why it is that President Bush, in contrast to previous presidents in the US, chooses to use the south entrance and then has a presidency that's reigned over a constant influence of destruction and terror and fear in the world. This article, coming back to it from the Press Trust of India, states in the headline that the bad vastu of India's parliament